Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about AVGR. You're going to find my previous video in the description below if you would like to watch that one after this one. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow. Subscribe and leave your notifications on to get the latest out of these videos. I'm going to go through technical analysis and then I'm going to go through latest news and what's anticipated from this company and my recommendation. Now, my recommendation is only on how I would play the stock, so you can do your own DD on this one afterwards. So let's just jump right into it. So we get to see here on the technical analysis that the MACD is kind of curving downwards a little, and it seems that it might actually test a negative reversal sometime later on next week. On the ADX, though, it does suggest that there is a very much of a strong trend going on that is confirmed, which is a positive trend here. Now, on the willing percent R, it is oversold at the current moment, or it is currently oversold. Momentum here has been a little bit rough in the last few days, where it comes in that it hasn't been seeing much of a strong kind of jump in terms of that momentum. 10 SMA is still above 30 EMA, and it's above the trading action zone. If it does dip quite a little, it would easily see a reversal in the trading action zone and jumps back up. Stock price is above the 50 SMA, but under the 200 SMA, so that is nor bearish or bullish. Now, moving on towards the 1 hour perspective, what we get to see here is that 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA. The stock price is getting into the trading action zone, or very close to the trading action zone. Reversals are likely. You get to see a high of a day of around almost 60 cents. An MACD that is curving down as well again. But we might have is something very similar to this one here, where it does curve down, barely sees a negative, and then just jumps back right up. In terms of the stock price, it's still above the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA, so that is still bullish when it comes to that. ADX shows in a strong indication of a trend forming on the 1 hour scale. William percent R is sitting in a bit neutral from oversold, and momentum seems to be still stable. Moving on towards the moving averages band, you get to see here in cyan and in purple, you get to see that it trades between 44 cents and 54 cents on the band. Going on towards trend lines, it has not broken the trend line yet that it has formed. And so we're going to go through here, through the trend line. And you get to see that it has not actually broken that trend line. So that is good news when it comes to us. Although there is still a drop, there is still a massive difference between here and there. So going on quickly, we get to look into Fibonacci Retracements. We're going to put the 650 and dump it down. Before then, I'm also going to do the Fibonacci arc. Okay, it's not significant there, already played through. Perfect. Now going on towards 1 month, 1 hour perspective, you get to see the current support is sitting very much to the 57 cents. It's a 57.1, and then 57 cents. And then you're seeing 56 cents, and then you're dropping down to 55 cents, 54 cents, and then you're seeing 53 cents, 52 cents, 51 cents, and it goes 51 on Fibonacci retracement. That's actually very much closer, just under 51 cents. You get to see 5 cents. So it's basically a cent down for each. In terms of resistance, it basically goes on 58 cents, this is 59 cents, and then you're seeing 60 cents, and basically 61. And what you're gonna have, you see there's a more of an upside to this than a downside. Now, I believe the last resistance that we get to see really closer up is more of the around 60 cents, and then 65 cents, and then from there, there's no clear resistance. So moving on towards companies overview, what we get to see here is that they do have products. I'm going to just zoom here quickly. And you get to see that they do have products that are anticipated to launch in the second half of 2020, including as well FDA approvals. For instance, the Ocelot PAD, that is coming in on the second half of 2020. So that is exciting, coming in towards news. US 510K filing anticipated in Q2 2020. I haven't seen that, but I do believe that there is actually news coming back related to that. That's one of the upcoming PRs. After filing, you do hear back. Can't remember the exact day, but it should be almost any in the upcoming weeks. Now moving on towards other kind of PRs. There's a lot of them here, so different things, for instance, like Asia Pacific, so they're approved in Australia and Hong Kong, but still in China and Japan are getting their approval. On the second half of 2020, they have your US 510 clearance for Ocelot and initial US market, for ISR indication for Pantheris, for L300 Lightbox and imaging system. So that's 3 products there. Completion of enrollment in image BTK studies. There's a lot of different exciting things coming up for this one here. Now, they did have an offering recently, so their cash balance versus debt is actually even better than what you see over here. So I'm not going to go through the rest on here. So institutional interest, you get to see more purchasing here happening, although one very dangerous thing, Sabi has increased their position by almost three times. Sabi is known to be a little bit more of different, or I'll say a special type of investor, and I usually don't like to be in the same stock. Morgan Stanley, no changes. Bank of America, no changes. BlackRock, no changes, but SquarePoint, CV Holdings, and HRT Financials have added new shares. Northern Trust has increased their shares as well, and Vanguard has increased their shares. So mainly what it looks like in the last week, at the ending of the last week, there's more adding to shares than decreasing of shares, and comes into institutional values. We don't see anything coming in from insider transactions. Double checking here because I did check earlier today, just in case it does upload. And no, we still don't have anything coming in from insiders. Now, offering news, this was already played through. The offering price was around 0.38 cents, or 38 cents, sorry, $0.38. And that was already closed down a while ago, so we're all good to go. Now, when it comes in towards companies' perspective, so here's what I think about this company, how it would trade. Now, before moving forward, let's take a quick look in terms of earnings. And so when you look here in earnings, they have beat their earnings, and it was a while ago. I did go through that before, just quick reminder here. Now, how would I trade the stock? Now, if you did buy it a little bit closer towards where the offering was, it's definitely a really nice gains that you've already accumulated. Although it does look like it's dangerously close on the 1 month, 1 day for perhaps a reversal if the PR doesn't come in next week. I'd definitely consider perhaps selling if it does go negative here on terms of the reversal on the MACD. Although the trend is very strong, so you might actually miss out on just a little bit of trend of gains. Consider selling around the 60 cents. That seems to be a really big resistance over there, and that's a price target for a lot of people. But just don't get very much greedy on this one, because a lot of the times what people do is they place a price target and then it reaches there and then they increase it just above it 10% and they keep increasing until the price tanks. So you need to make sure that you're actually locking these gains. I will consider selling at 60 cents. Would I consider buying at this range? There's a lot less reward than there is gains for me for this one here, so definitely not, but it's definitely a really nice stock to hold on and to get to see until perhaps that negative reversal confirmation, or until it hits the 60 cents to sell. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.